Hello friends, already we have done two parts, part 1 and part 2, where we have explained how to identify a scalar and vector and what is the difference between those two. Then now we have to do some problems with respect to vector and scalar. That is very important. First, let us say there is one problem, two vectors 2p and p are inclined to each other at certain angle. That one is given. If the first vector is doubled, then the resultant vector is increased 3 times. Calculate the angle between the two vectors. What is that? The problem is like this. The two vectors 2p and p are inclined. Number one problem, say 2p and p, say this one 2p and say there is p. 2p and p are two vectors basically. They are inclined to each other at a certain angle, say this angle is theta. Now the problem is given as if the first vector is doubled, that means 2p becomes 4p and the resultant vector is increased 3 times. That means if 2p becomes 4p and this is actually p, let us say this is the completion of this, then finally this one, say R1, and for this one parallelogram, and this one is the resultant, say this one is R. As per the condition, the value of R1 is equals to 3 times of R. This is the condition. When 2p becomes double, means 4p, then this resultant, which was initially R, the value now becomes R1, which is basically 3 times of the value of this R. That is magnitude. With respect to the magnitude, it becomes 3 times. Now what you have to identify here, calculate the angle between the two vectors. That is the main part here. You have to, or we have to identify the angles between 2p and p. That is the main criterion. So now how to identify the angle between that two? Now this one is clear. This particular angle which is between 2p and p, if I say this one is theta, then for this 2p is increased. That means the magnitude of 2p is now increased to 4p. So magnitude is increased, but there is no change in the direction of this particular vector and as well as the other vector p. So what happens? This 4p and p, they are in the same direction as the previous 2p and p. So the angle between that two will remain same. There will not be any kind of change. So the formula is there as per the resultant. R square is equals to, say, 2p square plus p square plus 2 into 2p into p cos theta. So from this we can write 4p square plus p square plus 4p square cos theta. That means we can say p square, if I take common, this one 5p square, so 5 plus 4 cos theta is the value here. We can say R square is equals to this one, that is say number 1. This is number 1 equation. R square is equals to p square into 5 plus 4 cos theta. Now if I change to another one, the second one, then what happens? We can be able to write this one as r1 square, which is equals to 4p square plus p square plus 2 into 4p into p cos theta. So from this we can be able to write 16p square plus p square plus 8p square cos theta. So from this we can write 16p square plus p square, that becomes 17p square. So p square, if I take common, you will get 17 plus 8 cos theta like this, and that should be the value of this r1 square. Now this r1 is now 3 times of r as the condition is provided. So we can write this one as 3r whole square, means actually 9r square is this one. So now we can be able to replace the value of this r square from this number 1 equation to this number 2 equation. So on 2, here r square is there, we can replace the value of this r square, substitute the value of the r square or the expression of the r square with respect to the number 1. So we can be able to write this one like 9 into, that becomes p square into 5 plus 4 cos theta, that is equals to p square into 17 plus 8 cos theta, right? So finally what does it become? That means we can proceed, p square and p square both are crossed out. So you will get 45 plus 9 4s are 36 cos theta is equals to 17 plus 8 cos theta. So if I take this 8 cos theta here in the left hand side and 45 in the right hand side, what happens? 36 cos theta minus 8 cos theta, that becomes 28 cos theta should be equal to 17 minus 45. So that becomes 8 2 minus 28. So what happens? The value of this cos theta now becomes minus 1, and this one equals to cos of, as we know, cos 0 is plus 1 from the trigonometry. When we will do the trigonometry part of the mathematics, in that particular part I can be able to explain these all. Now here cos theta is equals to minus 1 means that value should be cos pi, as per pi means 180 degree or pi radian is basically equivalent with each other. So ultimately we can write theta is equals to pi. So this is the angle between these two. So in this particular case, when we want to identify the value of the theta, theta is nothing else but here that should be equal to pi. So that means 2p and p, they must be in the opposite direction. So if I actually write this one here, if I say 2p, so in this direction there is the p, 2p vector, p vector, that should be, because in between this particular angle is pi. So what is the resultant? Here the resultant is, this one is more, this one is less, so 2p minus p should be there and you will get p as the resultant value. Now if this one becomes 4p and this one there is no change, this one is p, then what happens? This value becomes 4p minus p is the resultant, and that becomes 3p. So this 3p is 3 times of the resultant value here p. So that is basically the question. So initially we can't be able to identify the value of that particular angle should be in straight line or not. We have to identify the or make the pattern like this. That means either from parallelogram law or from triangular law, you have to identify this one. What is the formula? Already we know. Now this r and r1, what is the relation between these two? Already we know. You have to replace that one, and then finally from this you have to identify the value.